And Matt O'Reilly had a glass bottle thrown at him during the fixture. We know John Kennedy as well. There was a bit of an incident with him. What are your thoughts? And does that then take away from the actual magnitude of the fixture when fans go and do stupid things like that?
Yeah, because it's really going to affect them in the long run. We talk about how it's not the same atmosphere with both sets of fans in there, and these kind of problems, it just backs that case to not have other fans. I mean, you need to be able to control yourself in these games. Like I said, it is a very emotional time to be throwing things on the pitch, and look, you can injure somebody really badly. It's nothing that I want to see. Nobody wants to see that. And like, it's only going to hurt your team in the long run. I mean, who knows where that's going to go down to? Are you going to get some sort of ban for your fans? Are you going to get a points deduction or whatever? I mean, it could be anything. So it's something we just really don't want to see in football anywhere.
And 3-3 draw with Celtic, Alan, in the Old Firm. What were your general thoughts on the results?
Well, first of all, the game I thought was a brilliant game for anybody to watch. It had everything in it. I think from a Rangers point of view, it was a real poor first half. Celtic could have been 4 up at the break, so they'll obviously be disappointed with that. But that being said, the turnaround that they showed, the character in the second half, I thought was excellent. But as we mentioned, there were so many talking points within that 90 minutes, well, 90 minutes plus. But overall, just a great game to watch.
If we try and sort of dissect some of the key moments team by team. Now, one of the key moments for Rangers was Fabio Silva won that very light penalty, you might argue, even though they went to VAR. What were your thoughts? Did you think it was a pen, or was it actually quite unfair on Celtic?
Yeah, look, I feel a little bit for Alistair Johnson. As you know me, I'm a fullback, so I kind of take that into consideration. Everybody knows that I support Rangers, but I still try and see it the way it should be seen. I think it gets a nick on the ball. So from a defender's point of view, he touches the ball first. So I didn't think it was a penalty. The only reason, I think Beaton gets it right with his first decision. But when asked to look at the monitor, you always maybe think in the back of your mind, has he made a mistake? And he looks at it. And where you see Johnson's leg, he flicks the ball and then his leg comes up and hits Silva on the thigh. It's the only reason I can think that he's actually given it, because he sees that contact is quite high. Fabio Silva all day was throwing himself to the ground, and it was getting a little bit annoying, even from my point of view. But overall, I think Alistair Johnson will feel a little bit unlucky because he did get the ball first.
See, you're not bothered, which I know.
Yeah, I know. It is what it is, isn't it? Because this is the one game that it's kind of difficult to speak about in these kind of terms. But when you look at it from above, you have to say that he does touch the ball first. I mean, so it is what it is. If that was me and I got the ball first, I wouldn't expect to give a penalty away.
Yeah. And as you know, Alan, the fans sort of booed the team off at halftime. At full time, they applauded them. I mean, it was great celebration, but it sort of felt a bit cagey at halftime. Was that a fair reaction for the fans to not necessarily turn on the team, but show that they weren't pleased with that performance so far?
Yeah, but I think they've got the right to air their opinion on the game. And Rangers went into this full of confidence. I think everybody was on a high, thinking that this could be the time that Rangers could go and get a positive result. Everything's on the line, as we know, within the league. So to come away at half-time, 2-0 down, and by the way, it could have been more. I mean, you think of O'Reilly's header, Butland, fantastic save. Maeda, if he connects a little bit better and he goes either near post or far post, it could be another one. So you could actually be sitting 4-0 down at half-time at home when the league is on the line. So, of course, you can understand the frustration. That being said, it takes a lot to then come out after hearing that and raise your performance. And that's exactly what they've done. They showed great character. I think before in the league, they wouldn't have come back from this. So to have done that shows where they are as a team at this moment in time. But I totally understand the frustrations at half-time.
I mean, we'll talk about that Sime goal as well, because the first lot of limbs for that goal was unbelievable. How much of a confidence boost will that be for him going forwards for the tail end of the season?
Yeah, of course, he's just back. So to get on the score sheet, I know it takes a big deflection, but you still have to be in the right area of the pitch to score a goal. I thought he made a difference when he came on. Him and Matondo gave something totally different. You could see that they were fired up for it. They've missed a lot of football and they wanted to get involved. So after the penalty, I think that was the kind of defining moment for Rangers. They go and score it. All right, you've got the Dessers one that's disallowed, which I don't really agree with how long ago it was they went back to see the fill. But I thought Sime done well when he came on, and he'll look to continue this form on now. The confidence should be high with scoring a goal in an Old Firm game. You just need to continue it now to the end of the season.
And as you kind of mentioned, Matondo came on. I mean, that was just an outstanding goal. And if you'd gone and won it, it would have been a different story. But do you think actually, given the sort of the ping pong battle, if you want to call it that, can Celtic be disappointed with the fact that they dropped the 2-goal lead? Or actually, given that the class of the goal, should they be quite pleased that it ended all equal?
Yeah, to be honest, I think, of course, you'll be disappointed to be up 2-0 and to your biggest rivals and then draw 3 each is not ideal. But I think if you gave Brendan Rodgers a draw at the start of the game, he would have taken it, because I think that's a good result coming to Ibrox, knowing that it's so tight. Rangers have still got to go to Parkhead. There's a lot of football as well, by the way, in between. So there'll be a lot of twists and turns, but you would think that that's another game ticked off. You've got through it unscathed if you really want, if you want to look at it that way, and you move forward. But of course, 2-0 up, you want to go and win, especially away from home. But these things happen. It's a high-pressure game, but I think he'll come out probably the happier. I know Rangers, at the end of it, you would have thought they would have won the way they were celebrating, and I do get it because they came from 2-0 down. But from a Celtic's point of view, it's another game done. It's another point on the board, and you move forward.
I mean, Des has had that chance right at the end, that volley that went wide of the post. And it was. I mean, it wasn't actually that far away. If that had gone, it'd been a different story. Do you think that at the beginning of the game too, to take Rangers' perspective, would they have taken a draw given the start that you had in the first half?
You're probably at half time. I mean, of course, if you're 2-0 down, sitting at half time in that dressing room, your manager's going through you and stuff. If you had the opportunity of getting a draw, of course you would take it. But I think going into the game, that's where the disappointment and the frustration comes from the fan side, because I don't mean you're expected to win, but you're in a good part, if you want. You're in a good time frame where you are winning games. The mentality's there, the characters there. You want to go on and do well. So to just kind of give up that 45 minutes quite cheaply will be disappointing for them. But to come out with a 3-3 draw, I think they'll be more than happy with that.
You've just watched a segment from Football Insider's brand new podcast, The Inside Track, with me, Lewis Pearce, alongside the guests on the show. Thanks very much for tuning in. Please do give the video a like, comment your thoughts on the topic, and feel free to share on your social media pages. If you want to listen to the full podcast episode, click the link in the description below. Keep your eyes peeled for plenty more content and exclusives here on The Inside Track.